Christmas. Now, I know what you're thinking. I didn't do a traditional centerpiece. I'm sorry, but we've seen them, we can do them, and I know we do a beautiful job of them. I wanted to do something different because customers like things different, but yet the same. So I just did a beautiful, traditional, gorgeous wreath. And I'm going to hold it out for you guys to see. Isn't that something? I chose to go with green and red, lime green and red as my contrast instead of the traditional red and white. I love green and red together. It's a fantastic combination at Christmas time. And nothing says Christmas like green and red to me. Red and white's beautiful though. And you could certainly do this in red and white. So I am thinking more along the lines though for this one, instead of using it as a door thing. Ta-da! Look at that. You could put lights in it. Don't you just love that? Look at that. It's a battery-operated light pack that you can get at your craft store. Sometimes the wholesalers will carry them. Look at that. They don't blink. You just turn it on and away you go. It's a little work to get them in there, but it's definitely worth it. This is my idea of more taking this and having it as a beautiful centerpiece in a living room, or on if you have a big square table at Christmas, something like this. It doesn't maybe have to be a 24-inch wreath. It can be a smaller wreath with a smaller hurricane. Anything. But I just wanted to think of something for the table that was a lot of fun, a little more traditional. You could put a candle in here and have a candle centerpiece if you still wanted to. All kinds. You could fill this bowl full of holly. You could have holly in here. Possibilities are endless. This is all just coming to me as I talk. That's why I interrupt myself half the time. With this, I actually started with my carnations. And I just go ahead, if I'm going to do a recipe personally, and it really doesn't matter, I just pick a flower, put them all in, move to the next flower. Oh, these are beautiful red carnations. But I just cut them short, and we're just going to start placing them randomly in the arrangement. I'm going to do all four corners. Go, and then maybe I'll put some on the outside here. It doesn't even have to be even. I just do things like that. That's the fantastic things about wreaths, in my opinion. If you're doing a traditional one, it's pretty darn hard to mess it up. And you know what? Putting the flowers on aren't that time consuming. It's putting the greens in, which is why I do the flowers first. Get those right out of the way. So there's 25 carnations in here. There we go. So almost done. Isn't that wonderful? All right, let's start with some roses then. A lot of my staff, when they first start, they're kind of, if they have never done flowers before, wreaths, for whatever the reason, intimidates them. And I don't think it should, because I think it's hard to go wrong. Oh, look at those. There we go. We'll put in some gorgeous Kermits or Yoko Onos. There we are, just randomly again. I'm going to go all the way around the circle. Oh yes, that's just looking scrumptious. I also used in this was a Cymbidium orchid. I've got some gorgeous green, a couple of them anyway. Beautiful green mini carnations. Put a few of these in all over. Again, you notice I'm not gonna jam pack this with flowers because, gosh, you'd be here all day. But what we are doing is gonna use a little goes a long way theory. And then we're gonna add some beautiful Christmas greens, because what's Christmas without cedar? Gotta have cedar. I'd use cedar all year round because I love it. I think it looks great with everything, personally. I even like putting the carnation buds in, because you don't want to waste those. They're still part of the flower, and again, it goes back to just the flower being so natural and so pretty. Gorgeous green hypericum. Don't you just love hypericum? And I got red hypericum we're going to use. I mix the two together because it's just so incredibly beautiful. Oh yes. Even the little ones, give them a home. And again, we don't need a whole lot. We just need enough to let them know that there's a little different textures and colors. Oh, so beautiful. All right, I think I'm gonna start filling in with some greenery now. It's starting to look really nice. I've got cedar, and what I'm going to do is in the middle here, I'm just gonna cut all this cedar off to make my life easier. And I'm going to keep it into thirds here, and maybe even smaller, because we are going to put this all the way around, and I find it's just as fast to have it all cut so you don't have to put your knife down every 2 seconds. And it keeps it tidy because it's in the middle of the wreath, so you won't lose your little pieces. So basically I just start sticking them the pieces. Now that was one stem of cedar there. And, oh, missed a spot. So we'll see how far. Now I like to go in one direction, so the cedar is sort of all going in one direction, so it gives you that more of a wreath effect. I'm going to do the outside, and then I'll come and do the inside. The other thing you can do at Christmas, take walnuts. You can go to the grocery store, buy a bag of walnuts, buy a bag of pecans and all those good things, almonds, and glue them on sticks. And just take your hot glue gun, take your wooden picks, and glue right on, and you can put walnuts and things throughout your arrangement. I know we do a lot of, of course, the pine cone and stuff, which is fine, except sometimes a little bit different texture and a little something more exciting is a wonderful way to go. What's wrong with gluing anything to anything? So that's all they do is they glue sticks onto pine cones. We can do that, of course. We'll make it work. Let's try some Ming fern. I'm kind of done with cedar for the moment. Got some beautiful Ming fern, and the same thing applies. I'm just gonna give it a haircut. I always start from the top and work my way down, because then you end up with pieces you can actually utilize, like clusters of it. And again, we're going for another texture. And I think Ming fern brings in a beautiful texture. Okay, so now I'm going to just add a little bit more seeded eucalyptus. So again, you get that gorgeous texture once again. Oh, I know I'm shaking my head because I'm just so excited. Isn't that awesome? I think you guys get the picture though. It's hard to see the front. I hope it's looking good. You can add holly in here if you want to. You could add all kinds of stuff. Mistletoe if you could find it. This is looking really nice. And you see how the seeded eucalyptus just brings in a whole another texture? You just gotta love that. Makes it more interesting. But put it into context. You don't always have to hang a wreath. Use it on a table centerpiece. What's wrong with that? It doesn't have to be a candle in the middle. Now it's just finishing it off with knickknacks and patty wax, but that's pretty much the wreath right there. Just a little time consuming, but worth it. And then you take your cranberries or whatever and you set it in the middle, and you just have yourself a wonderful Christmas. And you're making someone else's Christmas wonderful, because I tell you what, nobody can look at this and not smile. It's just fantastic. Go ahead, have fun, think of other color combinations that you could put with it. And don't forget, chocolate is coming in the colors, so you can always incorporate a little bit of chocolate into it. Have fun and Merry Christmas. Enjoy.